Sup fam, it's Musashden, back at it again with a speed paint and talking about something that was relevant last week. And this will be my only warning right here and now. I will be using some real language in this video because oh man am I pissed. So yeah, this is probably totally played out by now, but it keeps coming back in my various social feeds and I'm just like, okay, y'all keep poking the bear here. It's bad enough y'all went there in the first place, but the best thing you could have done was let this shit die. But no, cause even with a global pandemic happening, white women will still find something to be the victims about. Before I get started on this bullshit, I have one question for the white women that might see this. Are you kidding? Seriously, are you joking? Is this one of your goof-abouts? A gas? Are you putting us on? Are you just joshing with this shit? Now hear me out. I believe that the first person, probably a bored white man looking to stir some shit up, the first person that said using the name Karen to describe a woman getting on your nerves was derogatory, I believe that person was actually joking, but some idiot out there went, yeah, it is. Oh my god, I'm being oppressed. Tell me down in the comments if this is a joke, because part of me believes that it is, that white people are just bored during quarantine and a bunch of them decided to troll the webs and get a good laugh when people get outraged. But another part of me believes that y'all crackerjacks really do believe that calling someone Karen is as bad as calling someone a nigger. And no, I'm not bleeping myself because I'm black. I can say it. I'm high yellow with a straight nose, but I assure you, I am black. My hair is naturally between type 3B and 3C, and if you don't know what that means, you might be a fucking Karen. First off, I'm gonna make something clear, and I want everyone to understand this. There will never be a word equivalent in terms of being derogatory. There will never be a word more derogatory than the word nigger. And no, I'm not talking about the familial version used amongst black people, nigga, N-I-G-G-A. We're not going to go into that today. That is a topic for another day. I'm talking about nigger with a hard R. There isn't a word that exists that is as appalling as that word when said to a black person. There just isn't. And if there was, it certainly isn't Karen. It will never be Karen. Karen is a name. The clothing line is called Karen Scott, not Nigger Scott. You're never going to see signage on a store that says niggers with the tagline, yes, with the hard R. If you ever did, you can believe that that store would be burned to the ground by me. Karen's boutique, on the other hand, will go unharmed. When I saw this little shit post flying around, I immediately said, shut the fuck up, Karen, because claiming a name as derogatory is without the dumbest shit I have ever read in my entire goddamn life. And I've read My Immortal, so this whole Karen thing is peak ridiculous. In fact, it has replaced My Immortal as the most idiotic thing I have ever read. First off, the dummies that really believe the need to put, the people who really believe this need to put on a hat or helmet or something. Like, strap in, because I'm about to blow your damn minds. Saying Karen is derogatory is a Karen thing to do. Holy shit, right? Like, all the chicks who complained and latched on to this narrative probably have the haircut. They've probably screamed at some poor sales associate for something that wasn't their fault. They have probably asked for the manager because they think said sales associate is jamming them up on purpose. As a black woman and a former sales associate, I gotta say, fuck you. You're the personification of a spoiled, privileged little cunt, and clearly no one has ever told you what a fucking douche you are. Seriously, every white woman who thinks Karen is derogatory, go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves with something hard and sandpapery. Before I spiral, I'm gonna tell you the difference between a Karen and a Becky, and then I'm going to tell you why those two names are never going to equal nigger. Okay? Okay. So, a Becky is pretty much an oblivious white girl. She's been privileged her whole life, but doesn't realize how easy her life has been. She might not be rich, but she's got money. She compares her tan to her black friends, who she proudly parades around and tells her other white friends that she totally has black friends. Becky tries, but she's ultimately useless because she thinks Obama ended racism and thinks volunteering for one day cures homelessness. Becky also doesn't realize the civil rights movement was only about 60 years ago. Becky definitely doesn't get why life is so hard for black people. Not just black people, all people of color are beyond her scope of comprehension. She doesn't get why life is hard for them. Becky doesn't get why she can't wear a sombrero or a kimono for Halloween. Becky wears a war bonnet to Coachella. Becky thinks she's woke for listening to Lil Nas X, but has no fucking idea that Ice-T used to be a rapper, or that Ice-T and Ice Cube are two totally very different people. Okay, Karen is an annoying white woman. See, Becky was oblivious. Karen is annoying. She's an annoying white woman. Karen's life is mostly easy, but everything is such a crucial struggle for Karen. No one helps or appreciates her, and all she does for the jerks in her life. Karen thinks she's better than the people working behind the counter. Karen is never satisfied with her complicated coffee order. Karen always wants to use a coupon on an item that's exempt because it's already on sale. Despite the line of 20 plus people behind her, Karen wants to see the manager because Karen has no spatial or social awareness. She doesn't know why black men just don't listen to the cops to keep from getting shot. Karen gets upset when her food isn't ready right when she walks in the restaurant. Waiting, patience, and moderate expectations are Karen's kryptonite. Karen thinks she's being oppressed every minute of the day. Karen's kids are better than you and yours in every way and deserve special treatment. But Karen would also kill her children in ritual combat to save her dog. Or her wine, either one. Karen doesn't realize why she's being called a Karen. She just knows she's offended. A prime example of this oblivious behavior is probably Tana Mojo. Specifically when she said she'd love to have people waiting outside her convention to get in. She laughs and says people love being oppressed, and that is without a doubt the most Karen thing I have ever heard. Sometimes I can't believe she said it, but Tana is very white. Despite the spray tan and, the fake tits and the fake butt, Tana is very white. She thinks it's funny to keep people waiting and to be rude and to be a rude little bitch to anyone not boosting her clout levels. She definitely doesn't get her popularity is mostly because she's a white chick in America. If she wasn't, she would be just fire her out of a cannon into the fucking sun. Other notable YouTubers that fall into the Karen category, just so you don't think I'm picking on poor Tana Mojo because she's an easy target right now because her show sucks. Other Karen YouTubers are Susie Liu, Trisha Paytas, Gabby Hanna, Jaclyn Hill, and Lily Jean, because holy crap, that girl. And Shallon Lester, because Jesus Christ, that woman she's peak Karen. She's like the queen of the Karens right now. But just to prove that you don't need to be white or a female to be a Karen, Lily Singh also fits into the category of a Karen. And so does Jeffree Star and Onision. You don't have to be white or a woman to be a Karen. The other thing that popped up with this article was that it was somehow misogynistic. Oh God, white women love pulling that shit out of their ass. That being called a Karen is somehow misogynistic as well. Because there's no male equivalent of a Karen, and I'm just like, why does there need to be one, bitch? Didn't you want to be special and a snowflake and all this shit? Honestly, there is no male equivalent to a Karen. If a white dude is asking for the manager and being a persnickety little bitch, I'll just call him a Karen. It's as simple as that. Karen doesn't need to have a gender. I'm also going to put that out there. Being called a Karen, genderless. Let's be progressive here. If you're a man and you're a little bitch, acting like a little bitch, you're going to be called a Karen as well. I just said bitch 5 times. For that, I apologize. I am tired. So, yeah, Karen is genderless. Now they're crying it's so misogynistic. Well, men didn't come up with it. Do you know who came up with it? Which is why I'm surprised y'all aren't, stealing it and using it to, like, black women came up with that shit. We did. Well, not me specifically, but I can guarantee you a black woman that was sick of dealing with some dumb white bitch in her face was like, look here, Karen, you gonna get the fuck out my face and you gonna do it now. Men did not come up with the term Karen. I can guarantee you another woman came up with it. And I think half of y'all are just mad that, it's your actual name. And that you fit the fucking description. Like, a lot of these women that are complaining about it fit the description, which is why it's so damn funny. It's like, you fit the description, Karen. You have the haircut. You have the lifestyle. You dress this way. You're mad that you fit into this box? Then better yourself. Stop being an asshole. Like, it's that easy. And I know, not being an asshole, it seems super hard. Like, look at all the assholes getting attention for being assholes. But you don't have to be one, Karen. You can better yourself. You could become a Becky. A Becky is slightly less, annoying than a Karen, as I just described. Karen is annoying. You could be Becky. Like, I think the point that I'm trying to make here is that it's not a derogatory term. It's not a misogynistic term, because men didn't come up with it. And there doesn't need to be a male equivalent to a Karen. And I'm just like, with everything else going on, this is what you want to, like, learn a different language, Karen. So you can actually talk to your housekeeper instead of just snapping your fingers and pointing at her. Like, learn a different language during this downtime. Don't start picking apart why we call certain things and claiming it's misogyny. And oh my god, it's so racist. First off, you're a white woman. It doesn't benefit me to hate you. In fact, I don't hate white women. Because why bother? Like, I feel like it's a waste of energy. To hate white women who get all up in arms about this shit. It's just like, you're so completely unaware of other things going on that you're complaining about being called a name. And no, not even just like a name, like a bitch or a slut or a cunt or something. It's a literal name that people have. that you gotta find levity in these things. Otherwise, if you can't find the joke in it, if you can't find the humor in it, then guess what? You're a Karen. Any woman offended by being called a Karen, let me tell you something. No one is ever going to see you coming and cross the street to get away from you, or lock their car doors. They're never going to look at you crazy for dating outside your race. You'll never get shot and killed by the police for anything. Seriously, name a thing and I've seen a white woman getting away with it. But black people can't even cross the fucking street without getting shot in the damn face. Like, black girls can't even sell lemonade in front of their own houses without some Karen calling the cops on them. A Karen called the cops on a little girl. Look that shit up. Karen can punch a Red Lobster employee and then claim she's suing for assault when she hit first. Karen can basically get away with being the worst, claim she's being discriminated against, and still be loved and accepted by the world. And I just can't fathom it. So here's my advice to the white women out there, if you just so happen to hear it. Here's my unsolicited advice, since you guys just love giving advice to, black women, even though we didn't fucking ask. If you don't want to be called a Karen, then stop being a cunt. It's that fucking simple. And while you're bettering yourself, take a damn seat and stop trying to compare some odd 500 plus years of physical and mental slavery to minor modern day inconvenience. White women, you are not being oppressed. Absolutely no one is holding you back. You are continually propped up by society no matter what you do. You can have anything your sickly, queasy heart desires in nearly an instant. But you're still bitching about being called a Karen? As a black woman, I cannot even imagine having it that good. I've been called a nigger by a white woman while in church, and y'all are over here crying about being called a Karen? I wish someone would call me a regular name. Get all the way the fuck out of here with that bullshit, Karen. Whew, that was a lot. Okay, here's the end result of what I was drawing. It's Sephiroth, since Remake came out recently. If this video offended you, that's too damn bad. If it didn't and you like my artwork, feel free to visit my website where my store is and you can buy a print of this beautiful man. That's it for this week's video. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe for more of my content. Also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, Wattpad, and Tumblr. Go to Musashden.com because I'm Musashden here, there, and everywhere. Thanks for watching.